Let's lead us in prayer. Johnny's pledge.
Hey man, look, we got to move this up. So. I don't know why you're not afraid to speak. This ain't gonna work.
Mark the floor from now on.
It's a good job for you now.
You ready, Bear?
Yes, ma'am.
Heavenly Father, thank you for bringing us here tonight. Please guide us as we go through this meeting. As always, please watch over all our parents and students and teachers as they go back and forth through this state, playing all the different games and participating in all the different things. Please watch over them in the classrooms and the schools. Thank you for all you do for us. In Jesus' name we pray. Amen.
Amen. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
All right, roll call. Randy Rance.
Here.
Bo Barton.
Here.
Melinda Ballard. Baron Glass.
Here.
Maria Bass. Here. Gary Castles.
Here.
Johnny Fallon. Here.
Before we get started with anything tonight, I'd like to recognize the fact that we lost 3 very good people, long-term employees of the school system that meant a lot to the school system while they were here, and to this community, not just the school system, but this community as a whole. And Viola Parker and Jerry Powell and Gloria Guerrero, and just keep those in our prayers and thoughts, and their families in our prayers and thoughts.
Hey Nick, since we started this with Miss Simon, the next meeting, just invite their family here. We'll just personally recognize them like we've done in the past. It's just only fair. I saw Tommy, I failed to even mention it to him, but Kayla, if you don't mind, just reach out to one of their family members and just tell them to be here. We'll just continue to do the same thing. Now, what y'all do after 2026 is on y'all.
I like that.
Yeah.
Seems like
Thank you, Maria.
All right, executive committee report, John?
The check registry checked out all good. Sales tax is up $2,210 from last year, and we're almost 12% up from this time last year.
That's good.
All right, we need approval of the minutes.
I make a motion we approve the minutes from February 12th board meeting and March 3rd finance committee meeting.
Second.
All in favor? Okay. All right, we're now going to recognize Mallory Graves. I got the name right this day. As the March Employee of the Month.
Well, we're here, and it's my pleasure to introduce you to the Employee of the Month at Parish High School, Miss Mallory Graves. She is our ELA teacher and so much more. So I'm going to read some things that her peers said about her. We're so glad to have her at Parish High School. She really is an asset to our parish. And Mal is always willing to lend a hand to anyone and everyone. She puts complete effort into her classes and students. You can always tell she loves teaching and is so positive all the time. Ms. Graves should be recognized for her dedication to the tennis team and her classroom. Ms. Graves definitely deserves to be Employee of the Month because she's been doing so much for the department lately. She took it upon herself to create ACT English prep packets for the students, which has been a huge help for everyone. On top of that, she stayed on top of things by running and organizing our English TCP meetings to keep us all moving in the right direction. Even with everything she's doing in the classroom, she's managed to start the tennis season with total grace, balancing coaching and teaching without missing a beat. She's one of those people who handles a million things at once and still makes it look easy. In her classroom, her enthusiasm is contagious. Her love of English spills over to all of her students. And we love having Mallory at CPHS. She's a wonderful addition to our high school family. She's a team player and will help anyone with anything. She volunteers wherever it's needed, and she's the tennis coach. She takes pictures for the yearbook staff at multiple events. She passes out phones at the end of the day. Everybody's always, there's an enormous line for that. Most importantly, she steps up for our students in the classroom and in schools. She jumps into her lessons and engages the students in English and literature. When she's not in the classroom, you can find her on the tennis courts, helping students improve their swing. Thank you, Mallory, for your hard work and dedication to our students. It does not go unnoticed.
Thank you.
She has my son reading Agatha Christie
So,
books. I know, and then he makes me watch the movies. As we compare the books to the movies.
That's what I'm talking about.
so Mallory, would you like to seize the moment to ask us for a raise since you had a...
I wouldn't dare. He's like, what?
But Nick, I think you would agree that those core curriculum subjects has been hard to keep. Alana, I think you would agree that to have somebody with a resume like that here at Caldwell Parish, I would speak for myself because I've had some individuals talk about how, well, they feel like kids may or may not be educated. So I always kind of like to focus on what the positive is. So hats off to you. You seem to be a young lady. I don't know if we can keep you here because everybody seems to want to leave. But while you're here, you get your flowers, and hopefully you'll stay here and continue to educate those kids that are in English language arts, because I hear it all across other areas that it's hard to keep those individuals in the classroom, much less to keep the job. So hats off.
Thank you, congratulations.
Tell them what you told me.
I was gonna say was it 4? Yeah. Week 4, I called and said I'd like to retire here.
Awesome, yay.
Were you the one that was walking around the football game with a short suit on?
Yeah, I was.
Yes.
I thought so. She was selling tickets, half and half, I think it
First
was.
split the pot, it was Animal Day dress up, and I was already in it, and didn't have time to get out of it, and I was like, no, it'll get people's attention.
It sure will.
It's been proven if you can, get the attention of a student, you got a better chance to, relate to them. So that's good to be unorthodox and outside of the box. Again, I'm just kind of happy because Superintendent and I talked this morning. Some things just not the way we feel they should be. So again, hats off.
She knows me. She's always trying to recruit people from other places, so she's brought several teachers here from other parishes that she worked with that are also wonderful assets to our schools.
All right. Well, thank you, we appreciate you.
Yes, absolutely.
All right, let's move on to D. And I'll just go ahead and read this. Notice is hereby given that
You don't have to stay.
at its meeting to be held Thursday, April 9th, 2026, at 6 p.m. At its regular meeting place, the school board office, 7112 Highway 165, Columbia, Louisiana. The Parish School Board and the Parish of Caldwell, State of Louisiana, plans to consider adopting a resolution ordering and calling an election to be held in the Consolidated District Number 1 of Caldwell Parish to authorize the levy of an ad valorem tax therein. This is the renewal of our millage that supports our maintenance and for the schools.
Yep, y'all have a handout on that. It shows that we get $390,000 for maintenance and $825,000 for operations in the general fund. So it's a pretty big tax, we'll draw big, but,
It'll be on April 9th.
yep.
Yep.
Well, you read the April 9 meeting is where the board votes to go forward with. And then the election is June 27th.
You're just giving notice.
Hey, Randy, sometime before that, I talked to Nick again this morning. I think the board needs to meet prior to this particular meeting because I think we need to create some type of strategy to make sure that everybody understands the importance, as well as if this does not, we need to have another plan. So I don't know when you want to schedule it. It can be 30 minutes before the regular meeting. I don't care, but we need to do that.
Yeah. And we need to make sure everybody understands this is simply a renewal. It's a renewal. And
David, can you give those numbers to them?
You have them in your hand, in your binder there. $390,000 for maintenance fund and $825,000 for general fund.
And that's yearly.
Yes, sir.
that's a year. All right, now we need to approve the school calendar for 2026 and 2027.
All right, we put out 2 options, and we let the teachers and staff vote. We received 146 responses, at a margin of 52.1% to 47.9%. Option A won, I believe it was 6 votes. But the option A, basically the only difference was whether or not to have a full fall break or to break it up between a smaller fall break and a Mardi Gras break, and the full fall break one. So
What is the full fall break?
it is October the 13th through 16th.
And then in November, we have another.
Well, that's Thanksgiving break.
Well, I know that's Thanksgiving.
Yep, yep. So basically, you're locked in, you're kind of locked into your calendar. Our biggest thank you this year to the calendar is that Memorial Day gets back to the end of the month. And so that has been a challenge for us. Election Day is November 3rd, and so that is one challenge we faced, but we made it a virtual day so that if we have staff members who serve as poll workers, they are able to take professional leave and go work those polls, and so students will have a virtual day that, or it's not a virtual day. It's a staff development day, the staff development day there. So we built in those 4 staff development days like we did this past year, and then worked in 2 virtual days, trying to keep with consistency from last year where we didn't have any Monday professional development days. And we have found that to be very productive use of our time, not making teachers come in on Mondays, and had better participation and definitely more bang for our buck in providing professional development. So, the other thing was that Good Friday falls on March the 26th, and so we'll have Good Friday and then the week after for our spring break. But that was on both calendars. So, that's it.
Well, I make a motion that we approve the 2026-2027 school calendar.
I'll second.
All in favor? All right, let's move on to F.
All right, this is the policy GBN that we adopted last month. If you will turn to the last page, when Forethought sent over those policies with all the updates that we had, we missed that last paragraph. And so I sent that all to you earlier this week. Take out what's in red and add in what's in blue, and that just clarifies that wording to be consistent with all of the other employees, in that it goes to dismissal by the superintendent and has that 7 days to respond. So we just need to clear that one up.
Nikki, is that, when we approved that in August of 2022, how much difference just summarize it, what's really different?
The main difference between the one in August and now was all of the additions from the Register of DCFS, yes. The laws that were changed by the legislators is that you didn't, with the criminal background checks, and so that's what all of the changes were from August to now. I assumed when Forethought sent the policies that we had cleared up everything else that was not, but what I found out later is that it took our existing policy and just made those changes with DCFS. So this is what needed to be changed to our existing policy.
Thank you.
All right.
I'll make a motion that we accept the changes.
I second.
All in favor? Moving on to G, financial update.
Okay. 12 pages, don't get too concerned about that. Page 1 is general fund. And as presented to the finance committee on Tuesday, we do have 2 problems. First, we'll get to the good news. On column E, line 20, our expenses are down $533,000. So that's really favorable. However, we are going to experience an MFP decrease of about $300,000. And part of that is in this year, most of it is in next year. So we're going to see about a $100,000 hit to the current year. and that's above our $300,000 deficit. So $300,000 deficit grows to $400,000. Then there's another problem, and that's on property taxes. And I got a detail on that, but on property taxes, I used the April grand recap from the tax assessor's office. Built into that number, I did not know at the time, and I should have asked the question, is there anything that y'all have put in there to enhance people to come in? And there was one cable company that was laying a line, and whenever Scott has that, he'll raise the bar, you know, I'm gonna make up numbers, you know, put in a $4 million number, even though he knows it's not gonna be $4 million. And that entices that person to come in, or company, to come in and true up that number, the $2 million, the real number. If he puts in 0 and waits for them to come in, they drag their feet and they don't walk in the door. So that's the reason it's done. So for that grand recap that was in April, which is what my budget is based off of, I used that number. It has never failed me. I mean, it has always been lower, which is what we base the budget on, than the actual. And I got a chart on that we'll get to in a minute. So anyway, that's the two problems. A possible solution, and I know it's not popular, but I'm gonna throw it out there, is sales tax. We can use part of that money for it is strictly for salaries and benefits. And I talked to John Geis this morning, and Nikki was in on that phone call. Can it be used for just benefits? His answer was yes, which I just want to reconfirm because we've done that in the past. And sales tax is up $200,000 for the current year. We rolled over $286,000, but out of that 286, we've already designated $123,000 for support staff. That'll be paid out May 29, I believe. So that leaves $363,000 available in sales tax to reduce that $280,000 swing that was unknown at the time whenever I did the budget. Not proposing it, I mean, that's y'all's decision. And again, whenever that's done, it does lower somebody's 13th check from what it could have been. And that 363 is keeping everybody's 13th check the same as it was for fiscal year 25. So we're not lowering any amount, but the excess that we would have had is what could be used towards the general fund.
Hey, David,
Yes, sir.
John said yes, right?
Yes.
I was here. I helped enact this.
Okay.
It was never our intent for any of that to be done that way. So to me, it's kind of saying that we're gonna take away from, you know, the teachers to bail us out of a situation that we just need to cut. There's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. You know, I'm not for that. I don't know what anybody else feel like. I think that would be wrong. We're already losing teachers. You're gonna take away from those teachers. I mean, I think that's disastrous.
I understand, and that's the reason I'm throwing that out there for the board to contemplate. I mean, we don't have to have a decision today on it by any means. So put it out there for y'all to ponder.
Question.
Yes, sir.
What's our deficit before we dig into sales tax? The number.
On general fund, it's 300,000. And then I know we're going to add 270,000 to it. So that puts us right at 600,000.
Okay, so we would be the $600,000 deficit.
Yes, sir.
If we do, so you're not saying we should take the whole amount of the sales tax from our teachers and employees, you're saying we should take anything that was in the excess above what they got last year?
Right.
Yeah, they'll get the
And that
same
would
as they got
generate how
last
much
year, it won't be
money?
any less than what they got last year.
And how much would that generate? How much would that generate by doing that?
I mean, there's 363,000 potentially available. I mean, it's not a known number, but, you know, just ballparking it, I think it'll be about that. It
So
does not have to be the full amount if that makes it easier.
So we could save $263,000 by taking away from our employees.
Yes, sir.
Based off of our phone, not you, I'm just saying in general, our phone.
Well, yes.
And we
But then,
got,
let me back up. Had everything been known at, whenever I was presenting?
Ain't none of y'all gonna say nothing, but I would ask you how you feel about that, but you ain't gonna say nothing, so I
Had
ain't gonna ask
everything
you.
been known
You just can't say it.
whenever I was doing the budget?
I wouldn't like
We
it.
would start the budget.
oh, yeah, no, it's not a finger
I'll
point,
give you
it's
that.
just a
I just wanna make sure
situation, yeah,
everybody
it's just a situation that we're in.
It's just a terrible
Yeah,
situation.
the only way we can do it, David, nobody wants to do it here. I said it last year in May, we need to cut. The superintendent needs to make cuts. There's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. The faculty is 85% of the budget. Randy, we're dealing with this every year. This is the fourth, fifth year. We gotta do it. It's no sense in continuing to put a Band-Aid on it. I don't know where we can cut. I'm not suggesting one place or the
Well,
other.
and this is coming after making a $700,000 cut last year.
Right, well, we're gonna have to cut some
You know,
more.
I mean,
Yeah,
$700,000 cut of what? Not salaries.
oh, yeah, we cut 7
But not
positions.
$700,000 worth of salaries.
It was salaries and moving positions into grants, programs. We cut $700,000 of the whole gamut, like.
I understand that, but I think what Barron is saying is that if 85% of your budget is salaries, then 85% of your cuts ought to be salaries, because that's the only way to do that. If we're not 85%,
You dismiss people.
or you don't hire people that left. You know, you
but
consolidate.
Randy, let me
Or you
just
do
add
it
to
by
it.
attrition. There's only two ways to do it. Either get rid of teachers, or you go by attrition, and you're still getting rid of teachers.
Right, but why are we getting rid of teachers?
But let's say get rid
Well,
of,
because we got
let's say get rid of,
75% of our budget.
Right.
well, let's say get rid of employees, not teachers, because it's everybody.
Well, employees.
Yeah, because teachers get a bad rap. It's not an attack against teachers, it's
Classroom
an attack
size
against
can be
anybody.
minimized. You don't have to have everybody that you have. At least I don't think I had looked at Nick and I had talked about it. I just think no company is gonna continue down this line. Okay, it's tough, it's rough. Again, we're not pointing the finger at any individual person. I'm saying collectively, I think this is the only option. I think it's the best option of the ones. I'm not interested in what I voted for, created back 20, 30 years ago for this money to be there for teachers. And because we're in a situation, we're gonna take money from them because there's an excess amount, give that excess amount to those teachers, not come in and bail us out of what we've done.
How many employees we got,
Saying
David?
that we're in a situation, you got.
But it's not their fault.
It's not their fault, it's not, I think it's fault it is, it's people in Baton Rouge's fault.
Well, yeah.
You wanna go take, give fault to somebody.
David, how many employees we have?
But I'll tell you what.
297, I
So we're
believe.
looking at cutting over $1,000 per person. If you're cutting $383,000, you're looking at $1,200,
Yeah, that's
$1,300.
Yeah,
somewhere.
I have that.
He's got it somewhere.
For every
I believe we need to consider all options, not just reduction in employees. I believe we should consider all options, and I believe that sales tax is an option.
Well, the reason why I
It was
disagree
one
with
that-
it is because I was the one that was here. You guys
Well,
wasn't. So
good deal, but
that was my intent.
y'all are the ones that set this up this
For
way,
that reason.
okay?
For that reason, again, Randy, if you look at the facts, well, let me just be, there's somebody that we can blame for this.
No, there
Okay,
ain't.
yeah, yes, there are. There is, so, but we're not here to blame. What I'm saying is we need to understand and recognize the fact that we're here for reasons that we created ourselves. This board have participated in some of those reasons. Let's do the right thing. Let's cut what we gotta cut. So next year, when I'm off this board, these people won't have to deal with this. It's 4 or 5 years. It's no excuse for that. It's just no excuse, Randy.
But what I'm saying is we got to look at all options.
But I'm not
Take
willing to look
any
at that
option. I don't think we can take any option off the table at this point.
I think you can if you do the right thing.
Well,
We're not
keep-
reducing anybody's salary from
Let's
last
keep
year.
looking
We're not
at it.
But you're
reducing.
taking money from them that was allocated and dedicated for them.
Well, it was dedicated
Or is
for,
that something
for
that was
for
discussed?
salaries.
two things. No, not just salaries. It was not dedicated just for salaries.
So we did have a finance meeting on Tuesday, and we talked about this, we talked about other ways to make cuts, we had everybody, all of the directors and supervisors and principals in here. We talked about ways to try to, look at enrollment numbers, look at, we'll have meetings coming up about what positions, what class sizes look like, we talked about, combining class sizes, we talked about, possibly, pardon?
High cost.
high-cost services, we've talked about, you know, grants, and we've talked about a lot of different things, you know, at the finance meeting. Sales tax did come up, no decisions have been made, we were just throwing out, spitballing all sorts of ideas. We just have hard numbers coming in at us, and when that February 1 count came through and we've lost kids, you know, to homeschool or to, you know, moving out with dad who's pipelining and different things, when we're going through calling people, trying to get them to come back to school, you know, so we're looking at everything.
So when do we need to have a decision on whether or not this is,
I mean, it has to be made, what,
On whether or not we want to
we're
use
gonna
sales
use
tax.
this?
or by the first meeting in June, or, I'm sorry, by the meeting in June. So,
We've got time.
yeah.
We
Mr.
got 2
President,
meetings.
Yes. We need to
Randy.
have some more.
Every
Yeah.
May.
On the one hand, you're going to the people and asking them for a renewal. But on the other hand, you're taking away some of those same people's, so I think we need to be real careful how we deal with what we're dealing with. Because if this renewal fails, which I believe it is, we're gonna be dealing with stuff that we really shouldn't be dealing with. There's no sugarcoating, there's no whatever, we gotta deal with this. The best way to deal with it is make the cuts while you can and be done with it.
Well, in reality of things, cutting the sales tax it's not, I hate to use the word attack, but it's an attack at employees. And it is a cut within employees. Now, that doesn't mean we're cutting people, it means we're cutting what people thought they might get, because David's not the only person who keeps up with sales tax. So you have a lot of people, teachers, administrators, that look at it and say, hey, our sales tax is gonna be up $1,200 this year. And then all of a sudden, we hit it, and they don't get it, they get the same, then they go, well, they took $1,200 from me. Even though we didn't take it, well, you didn't get no less, but it looks like you took $1,200 from them. So in reality, the plan of cutting sales tax is a cut at salary. Because when you get a sales tax, Nikki, correct me if I'm wrong, that goes on your salary into your retirement, is that correct? So that is a $1,200 cut at these people, but it's also 80% of that, that's $90 a month for the rest of their life that they're getting cut. So that's why me as an educator go, wait a minute, you cut me $1,200, but you cut me $1,200 off of what I was already making, and then now my retirement is 80% or 85 or 70, whatever yours is, and that's for the rest of their life. So it's not just a bam one-time cut, it's a cut at those folks forever, to the day they die.
What
That's
I'm
my
saying-
only problem with it, is I know we
I'm saying
gotta
we've
make
got to
some
use
cuts.
every tool in our arsenal. This is a tool that we happen to have.
I put it at the back of the line. That's just
Well,
me.
you can put it at the back of the line or the front, wherever you want to put it, but it's still a tool in our arsenal that we need to consider.
I recognize
It's
it's a
not something
tool.
we don't need to consider.
I recognize.
Can't just
it's a
throw it
tool.
away, because, like you said, we can't keep running the deficit like this year in and year out, and year in and year out. And every year, we're faced with challenges from the State Department, we're faced with more things that are thrown at us that increases our expenses, that they don't give us any money to do it.
Let me say
And
this.
the only thing that we can do is go to the people. And going to the people is hard to do now. People are
Oh,
not
I agree.
interested in taxes. They're just not interested in that.
There's no telling how many new employees
So what we
that's at the high
do,
school right now.
our only other options are employees, or we shut a school down, totally. You wanna talk reality, you wanna speak reality, let's speak reality. We're gonna get to the point, we're gonna have to shut an entire school down is what we're gonna have to do. If it keeps going like this, if we keep getting everything from the State Department and they're not giving us anything in return, yeah, that's what's gonna end up happening. It's not just this school system, it's every school system in this state that's facing this reality just about, unless they have a huge tax base, which we don't have. I wish we did, but we don't have that. So in reality, somewhere down the road, maybe not this board, we're gonna have to shut a school down. If you want to talk reality, if we go along those lines.
I agree with that. It's happening all over the place. Our number one issue that I see is losing students. We've lost almost 200 students since I've been on this board in almost 4 years. That's 50 a year. We've lost 55 since freaking October. 55 students, okay? You drop 55 students in a year, you just dropped $400,000, $500,000. Now, how does he and she allocate for it? They can't. So not only are we losing students, but I think what Barron and what you and what Nikki and everybody's trying to do is, we've got to get to the point when we lose 200 students, we've got to lose 15 teachers. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. That's just the way it is. And the sad part about that is, probably 80%, I don't know the number, but 80% of the people that teach in Caldwell Parish are Caldwell Parish people. And it hurts when you start cutting people that you love and you go to church with and you grow up with and you've seen them your whole lives, and you're at the ballparks with them, and you just, how are we gonna cut 15 spots? I wouldn't want Nikki's job, but that's where we are. We are getting less MFP money because we got less students. 200 less since this board right here started. Okay? What's 200 times 8,500, Dave? $1.7 million a year.
Sure.
Run it on that, Nikki. Losing 1.7 a year. That's what we've lost that much money
And
in 4
nothing
years.
goes down, everything goes up,
Yep, exactly.
And we
everything.
met with legislators
Except-
2 weeks ago, just as a
Except
group of
the MFP.
superintendents. We haven't had an MFP raise since 2014. And we're just asking for a one point something.
2.3.
It was 1 point something.
1.3.
All we're asking for is a 1 point, some kind of
Yeah,
decibels
1.75.
raise per student. Is all we're asking for, is get us up to a point where we can at least, survive.
Provide your
But the
students with
legislator,
education.
but what happens is, we go and ask, and then Bessie goes and asks, and then the legislator says no, and then Bessie says, okay, then they fund everything outside of it. And, well, that doesn't do anything for us to be able to run our school systems. And so, I thought we had a very productive conversation with the representatives in the Region 8 area, but is that going to, resonate when they get down to Baton Rouge? I don't know.
Randy, I can see your point on the cutting the sales tax, and the reason that resonates so good with you is because when you cut it, you cut 300. How much was it? $363,000 in one big pot, and that helps a whole lot on getting that budget down from $600 to $217,000 or $218,000. And boy, that's an easy, quick thing. But I really think what's going to happen when you do that is, since this lady right here has been the principal, I think her entire faculty is gone except for one person. She's got a new faculty since she's taken over, completely new, in her 4 or 5 years since I've been on this board. And I think if you start yanking away from these people, she's going to have 7 more new ones next year. So that's my only problem, is that I recognize the deal. Man, we saving whatever that number David keeps calling to me, $283,000 or $383,000, and that's a big chunk. But I just think Nikki and these teachers and administrators are gonna have a hard time keeping people if we do that. It's already hard enough.
Randy, let me add my little last 2 cents. The reality is that there are some things that I voted for 3, 4, 5 years ago that had I known now, I would not have voted for. So yes, I contributed to some of this myself. So that's my point, is that if we had known this, we could have eliminated, but we didn't. So yes, I contributed to this. That's why I'm saying I'm not gonna fault those people. I'm gonna deal with it myself. Hey, look, this is just what we gotta do. It's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. And no, I am not for that option under any circumstance because I voted for it. You weren't here, nobody else was. So I'm gonna defend what I voted for. That's my position on that issue. That means we can't bring it up. That means we can't bring it up.
We're gonna discuss everything. We're gonna have another meeting and we're gonna have to have a meeting to discuss this, because we gotta do something about this.
But now, had I not voted for it, I probably would agree with that.
Had you not voted for
It
it?
ain't no easy
Had
answer.
I not been on the board then.
Well, the initial sales tax, what we're talking about,
Right.
y'all voted for benefits and salaries.
Right.
That's what y'all voted for,
Benefits and salaries,
benefits and salaries.
not to bail out.
No, it ain't bailout.
That is
Using
bailout.
it for benefit.
It's
You're
bailing
using it for
out,
benefit.
Randy, it's bailing out something what
You
we
can call it
did.
what you want, it's benefits and
I'm
salaries.
calling what the
y'all
facts
voted
are.
for. Well, benefits and salaries is the way it's written.
Well, you
That's
can
what you
word it how
voted
the people know, Randy.
Okay.
Call it what you want.
Yeah, it walk like a duck and quack like it, that's what it is, you can call it what you want it.
Well, I'm just saying, everything, every tool we have in our arsenal is what we need to use. Talk to the teachers. Do y'all want 25 kids to the classroom? Do you?
I don't think they'll get 25.
So, you know, you throw one thing up and you throw another thing out.
But I don't
You
think
know,
they'll get
you got-
25,
You got
man.
winners and losers and everything.
I don't think they'll get
Either your
25.
kids lose, and I thought that's what we were here for, was part.
Well, if that's the case, they've been losing
Yeah, right.
for 4 years, so now you just decide to fix it.
No, I'm not talking about our kids losing money. I'm not talking about money.
What are you talking
I'm talking about losing a quality education. I'm talking about losing the things that make for a quality education. That's what I'm talking
But the
about.
fact of the matter is, we could have done this
fact-
last year,
But we did do it to an extent last year.
not just to the extent we needed to.
No, well,
Okay.
When you say we did, what did we do to an extent?
Sunday
We
Creek,
we didn't mess with sales tax, did we?
no, what?
Yeah, we
We
did.
did. We did last year, as a matter of fact.
$700,000 from the budget.
But we
Well, I
also
knew we did
did
that.
benefits for the retirement.
Yeah, it was about 120 ballpark.
and
Well,
just
we're
for the
not-
record, I didn't vote for that.
Well, we're not
So I've been consistent with what I'm saying, and I think just for those that are here, Randy and I are just having a healthy discussion. Neither one of us are mad or
yeah,
upset at each other. When we leave here, we're gonna still be
I think
friends.
what we really need to do is just back up and know that these issues have to be addressed.
That's right.
We're not gonna solve this problem tonight, but these issues have to be addressed, and we will address these issues. Now, and realistically, if we can bring it down to zero, I don't see how you can do it in this year. Next year, possibly, you can, but we did last year, we brought it down real good last year, and
Then we got-
during the
then we
year.
got
But
surprised.
in reality, we need to sit back, adjust, and look at these things real hard, and see what we can come up with, that we can solve some of this deficit problem for this year. And I think, you know, that if y'all don't, look, I'm just one person. If y'all wanna not use any sales tax for it, that's fine.
That would be the best way.
Well, that'd be the best way, but,
That'd be the
but-
easiest way.
I said to not use it.
Yeah, to not, but to do what Randy's talking, that would be the biggest chunk of money.
And you don't have to use it all.
I'm just saying.
But anyway, we're not gonna solve that problem.
Right.
We're not gonna solve that problem tonight. We're gonna have to have a meeting about this, we're gonna have to meet, and we're gonna really sit down and toss everything around and really think out of the box like we did last year and come up with something on this. That's
So
just
Randy,
something we're gonna have to do.
You gonna do it prior to the next meeting?
Yes, I think we need to call a meeting the week before the next school board.
Kaylee, what day is it on? Because I know I got some dates.
I think it's falling like on the regular second Thursday.
That's
April
April.
9th is our next
The
meeting.
9th?
So the week
The
before
week
that,
before is we're out for spring break.
and then the week before that is before spring break.
So that'll be March.
Well, that'd be in March. No, we can't do that.
Which school board can we-
Can y'all do April 7th at noon?
What is April 7th?
Hey, Nick, I don't think it need to be an hour meeting. I think we really need to, if you want to retreat this, if you can
Okay.
fix that up between, can you set up a
That's a good
retreat
idea.
between now and then? Because it's going to take some healthy discussions with this, and an hour's not going to solve what we need to solve.
I don't think so either.
That's a good idea to do a retreat.
Yeah, can you, because
Let me
April
look,
and
I'm
May.
looking.
so Dave, this needs to be decided by May, June,
Well, before we start,
before the next fiscal year.
yes, I mean. we
But
don't
you need to
wanna
have
be hiring-
time.
Yeah, we don't want to be hiring
Yeah.
people and,
So,
Can y'all-
or rehire.
Can
April,
y'all
May.
do March 20th, the Saturday, March 21st?
I'm out.
You're out? Okay.
yeah, because I know I got
The
some-
problem is March 20th, you know what? Then we go to LSBA.
Yeah, that's the
And then the
29th.
I'll
next,
be gone that
and,
way.
yeah, and the next week is spring break, and I don't wanna ask y'all to come in on, and then it's Good Friday and Easter weekend, and then we have board meetings. So I don't know that we can get a retreat in. If
So the
y'all
board
can
meeting is
do
on that, Thursday?
The 9th, yeah.
Could we move the board meeting?
No,
Yeah,
I
move the
don't
board
think we
meeting.
can, because the
I mean,
millage.
the millage dates
Millage is
are set in stone,
Oh,
yeah.
well,
Not, good question though.
So Dave, you out the 31st, you said?
Yeah, that's
The
correct.
21st.
Yeah, because I think you need to be.
Are you out March 21st?
Yeah, March
I'm
21,
out.
I'm out.
I'm not here March 21st.
Okay.
We'll be like Charles at 29th, 30th, and 31st.
That's March, right?
March.
What's the day before?
That's a Thursday thing.
Right.
I
What's
was
the day before the school board meeting?
The day before the school board meeting is April 8th. But then that's, the school board meeting's on Thursday, so we would,
We're doing on April 7th.
well, they just think it's gonna take longer than an hour.
Can we do it the Saturday before the meeting?
It's good, that's Easter weekend.
Won't be here anyway.
I mean, it does not have to be before April 9th.
It doesn't have to be
It'd
for the
good,
April meeting,
but
that's
it
right.
doesn't have to.
It doesn't have to be.
But-
We could
Well, no, it
do
doesn't have to be, I guess.
So what's the next available date after that, Nikki?
April the 11th, you have a Buckeye tournament. I wonder where it's gonna be, in the morning or the afternoon?
Morning, I'm sure.
Okay, April 18th. I don't know where baseball playoffs are.
Shit, if we don't get this right, we may not be having no baseball playoffs.
Yes, we are. We could let's tentatively say April 18th.
That's a Saturday,
It's a Saturday.
8 o'clock.
Yep, 8 o'clock. We could tentatively say that. Randy's gonna cook for us?
I'll cook.
Let me check.
Amen.
Let me check.
So you just confirm it? It'll be
Yeah.
the same place?
Yeah, we can do that. We can do it at the, church, yeah.
Randy's cooking, we can meet every month. All right, page 2. I'll be very quick.
It's all your fault, Dave.
Page 2 is sales tax, we've already talked about that. Page 3 is lunch. It is $366 better than it was this time last year, so it's largely on budget. Page 4 is maintenance, and we beat that horse to death, just because we've had a lot of repairs this month. We're 180, or this past year. It's $186,000 worse than it was at this time last year. And again, that's, things broke this year. Remaining pages, page 5 gets into the property tax I've already talked about, and it kind of shows you the history on that for the past 10, 11 years. And then page 9 of 12, update on the paid in protest court case. I emailed that to each of y'all today, but I have it here just in case you haven't had a chance to read it. And that's it. No problem. I should have been that brief on page 1.
Everybody was just kind of like, oh my gosh.
Maria asked me not to keep the meeting on.
David brought the topic up. He brought it up.
David said he gotta do.
I think I'm supposed to elbow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Caitlin told me to skip page 1.
All right, district leaders.
All right, James, got anything?
No report.
All right.
If they want to stand up.
Tell us something good, Brian.
Michael's just hoping to mention that we've been working to make sure everything is ready for testing, computers wise. I know like Mr. Amos is helping with high school setup, ACT stuff today, on a few Chromebooks and that kind of thing.
And the work y'all are doing at the field house in Wilding.
Yeah, we did, we used the grant money that we talked about before, and we've got fiber run. They put in a new can, and so we ran new fiber to the welding shop and to the field house. They haven't come and put the ends on it so we can turn it on yet, but it is actually run now. They worked on that last week.
And the safe schools, the doors.
Yeah, I didn't really work on that very much, so I don't know a ton about it. They have been at the high school installing. I think they're almost done with high school and going to start at Columbia next week, hopefully, is the timeline on that. So yeah, they're running cables down the hallway yesterday. So.
And that's for the keyless entry on the door, on the outside doors at the high school in Columbia. That's the grant that Angela and James worked on for the safe schools. That ties into our video surveillance cameras. So,
$88,000.
$88,000 grant.
Yeah, free money.
Free money, yes. Well, it was hard-earned free money paperwork.
Yeah.
Yes. Kim, speaking of
grants. Our DSS grant, that we applied for, allowed for AI literacy intervention, and we purchased Amira, which is an AI literacy intervention program, and we got everybody trained on it, despite the ice storm. And everybody's been tested, and the kids are starting with the AI tutor. Basically, it's like an additional person in a room to help the teacher. The teacher can pull 4, and then Amira can work with 4 students. So far, so good. We're just plunging off into it. I told everybody just getting our toes in the water just to see how the program works, to see if we want to. We've applied for it again, to see if this is what we want to continue to do. I've played around with it. It's very, and Miss Guerrero has played around with it too, and it's very comparable to how our kids are scoring in Dibbles. So it's very much aligned to what we're already doing. It just gives you an additional person, which is not a person, but an AI, in the classroom to help with another small group of kids, and you can rotate them out. So we're looking forward to seeing how the tutoring portion, if it helps increase our student scores. We're just kind of playing with it this year. And then we're gearing up for spring testing, and lots of good instruction going on. It's been great, and we've been at ULM today, and just knowing that everything they're telling us we've been doing for a very long time.
Hey, Kim, for real, so you acting like me, you're taking too long, she got to go. That's what she's saying over here. Hey, Kim, I don't have no problem with you, she does. You want to know, so
See,
keep
you're
talking.
being the devil's advocate.
I'm just trying to.
I heard her shushing you a while ago.
I'm just trying to get out of here. So she
No,
don't
I was
blame me.
actually trying to talk over him, but I couldn't.
Go
But
ahead.
anyway, it's just, it's just enlightening to hear that the districts that we're sitting amongst, they don't have a clue what the State Department's talking about, and we've been doing these things for years, and we're ahead of the ball. And so we're like, why are we here? But then it's refreshing to know that what we're doing is making an impact, and that we're ahead of the game.
Baker?
I'll be quick. We,
You better be.
we just got through our administrative review, so, I had 4 people from the state here for 3 days. And they were very impressed. They visited schools and were very impressed, and they were here at 6:30 the Tuesday morning after the ice storm. And so they were really impressed that we fed kids with, no problems, nothing. Is that my timer?
I'm going over there tonight.
So anyway, it was good. Of course, a few findings, but nothing that costs us money and nothing that makes them have to come back and revisit. So we're done for 5 years.
Good job.
That's good, good job.
Good deal.
Rebecca?
Inclusive field days, the 19th, we go to gumbo games in Bastrop to participate the next day on the 20th. David didn't say it, but, one of the holes in the budget is still high cost. The person, apparently he found out today that once they were ready to do allotments, that, they had done everything wrong, and the person who was in charge of this in Baton Rouge actually quit. So, this is money that we should have had by now, and we just don't know what the status of it is now.
Wow.
So that's why it's been sitting there since November.
You say you don't know what
It's been
the,
sitting there since November.
you
Yes.
say you don't know the status, does that mean we may not get it?
No, that's not what he
There was
heard.
some squirrely error in the formula whenever they were running the numbers, and they were down to whatever the last part of the equation is.
Yeah.
And they realized this is wrong. So they're regrouping and having to do something that somebody else created, I would assume.
Yeah.
And her last day was Friday. So, I mean,
Probably 6 more months.
Yeah.
well, let's not, let's hope.
Yeah, we're hoping no.
We're talking about the state.
That's it.
Christie?
All right, the only thing I need is help. So,
We started internships this year, and we have 22 kids in internships. 11 of them are the students at the cafe, so we have 11 other students out in the parish, everywhere from Dukes to the Haven to Bennett Vet, that kind of thing. So we're gonna continue that this summer. So I need businesses and organizations willing to take an intern this summer. So if you know somebody, they have to pay the student, it has to be a paid internship. I have a little bit of money to help people if it's like a small business, but I need some interns this summer in places in this parish.
Do they have to be in their career pathway, or is it any job?
It's kind of supposed to be, but if we go out of that, it's okay. We have to have so many kids earn an internship to get our points in SPS with the new
Is it a
accountability.
certain
Any
specification?
Yeah, any particular field?
No, it doesn't matter, it can be anything. So I posted, if you go back to the high school page, I posted it, when, Tuesday? I think I posted it Tuesday.
Yeah.
But it's, I did a little thing on the internships, the kids we have now, I did a poster and put their pictures on it, but then I also, did a poster for the sponsorships for the businesses, with all the information on it and the link to where they can go fill out a Google form telling me all their information, and how many interns they would take, what field they're in, you know, that kind of stuff. My idea is if I can get the businesses to apply by their deadline, I think it was like April 16th, if I can get the kids to apply by April 30th, my idea was maybe in May have a set up to where the businesses interview the kids and kind of choose, and maybe do it that way. That helps the kids interview their skills and that kind of stuff. So we'll work on that, but I need some businesses for this summer to put kids in.
Hey, Nick, I think this would be a perfect opportunity for us to sit down with the police jury, the tax assessor's offices, the clerk's office, the sheriff's office, the DA's office, the judge's office, and let them do internship there, because you allow your local kids to be involved in local government. They're getting skills training, they're dealing with people, so I think that's a perfect way to create the interagency agreement, with, our local elected officials. I don't see why nobody would do it unless there's a liability issue. But I know that would be a good idea, especially if they want to be a lawyer.
Right. And the kids have to get work permits.
Right.
It's all legal. We do the work permits. They have to be paid. The way I'm gonna set it up for the kids is they have to be going into being a junior or senior
Right.
next year to do it.
Is it
So
a-
they'll be at least
You
16.
know how many students right now know?
No, I hadn't put that out yet. The students are gonna apply. I'm just looking for businesses. And it can be schools too. If schools have something for kids to do over the summer, it can be a school and I can pay the kids.
Nigga, like secretaries at Mark McKee's office, your dad's office, Donna Kipton's, I mean, we should have enough participation,
Absolutely.
with people to do it. But I think even at Representative Riser's office, I think if we just invite them, and just tell them what we're trying to do, I don't see why they would not help. I think it's a great idea.
Is there a certain number of hours that they
Yeah.
have to?
No, well, over the course of the summer, and it's not very many, but over the course of the summer, they have to get at least 107 hours.
107 hours over the course of the summer.
So really and truly, they may not work 10 hours a week.
That's from May to August.
Yeah,
May to August.
we'll probably do it the 1st of June to the end of July.
Because they can come in and answer the phone and then.
Yeah, just
bank
whatever,
runs
it
and
needs
stuff
to
like
be,
that.
and it can be a variety of things, they don't just have to do one thing. You can show them different parts of what you do in a business. It doesn't have to be it doesn't have to be like a part-time job where they're limited to doing one thing. You can give them something to do and show them all the parts of it. But probably about 10 hours a week, they have to do their hours at the job, but they also have to do classroom hours. That's part of what the state requires, but it's only like 26 hours of classroom work. But we're gonna pay them a stipend for the classroom work. I'm gonna pay them $300 for completing the classroom work.
That's good.
So that would be a little incentive for them to get that done. And Jenny Miss Meadows will be my internship teacher over the summer since she's a 12-month.
When the state sets these things up, it sounds really good.
Oh my
If you're in a
gosh.
great big place like Baton Rouge or in a lake or somewhere like that.
That's what, we had a
But-
meeting today and I told them, I said, y'all don't understand, Caldwell Parish is the island. We are the middle of Monroe, Alexandria, and we're really small. They talk about dual enrollment. Well, I'm 30 to 45 minutes from Monroe and Winsboro.
for getting kids to a Delta campus. We don't have a lot of businesses, but we
I
need
wanna-
everybody to
I
help.
wanna say that Chrissy's doing a great job because we have 22, and I know a lot of other rural parishes around us that have 0 kids in internship right now. So she has really hustled to help make sure that the, high school gets those points in SBS for
But
those.
it's just
Bonus
an
points.
unfair system.
Yeah,
It is, it is.
It is, sure.
They should look at the population of the area.
Maria say, seem like everybody want to talk.
I'm sorry,
Monica?
I just need help.
I'll be passing some still on
He's on my list.
We've had students meetings going on, we've had PD this week with both our schools. Kelly is still down 4 employees, not general fund employees, so that doesn't help y'all, but, it's, and we can't, there's no applicants. So we're really in a tight spot there.
What type of
because
positions, Molly?
2 paras, a custodian and a secretary. So, I mean, that's the custodian secretary, that's
They
huge.
advertised?
Oh, yeah.
And one of my interns is at pre-K.
Yeah.
She's working on her child development associate, so she could be a para in the future.
Yeah.
So Nikki, do, workforce, do they still do the hiring, placement, job placement? LA Works? Billiside used to be open. They used to have employees that are looking for jobs that can actually, be put, they screen them and do all that other.
Is that the same, is that workforce development?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So they have employees that,
Looking for something.
I mean, people that are looking for
Right,
jobs.
We could reach out.
Yeah.
Monica, you start the year like that?
Yeah.
No, we were fully staffed.
These are people who have quit.
Yeah, and other positions have opened and filled, but fluctuated through the year, but right now, that's where we sit with those.
Our turnover is pretty high. Across Jenna payroll is across from me, and she's constantly putting in and taking out employees.
It's kind of like them stupid telephone numbers that y'all have to send this way one month, the next month is something else, and just changing all the time.
Right. But on a positive note, we finally wrapped up our Head Start monitoring that we had in '23. They finally released it, we got it cleared up. Head Start, like we said last month, they do have an increase in their budget for the coming year, so that's a positive thing. And then we just got our allocations for next year for our early childhood thing. So we've got the budget for the things like that, we just gotta have the people to fill spots to serve kids.
What about your building, you're moving?
So one of the buildings behind the pre-K got moved last weekend. It took some effort because we couldn't find anybody to do it. Trustees are coming Monday to empty the 2 portables. Power's already been cut to one. Duckett Street, energy's cut, water's cut. The guy went today and pulled the internal stuff out. So I think one more day there and they'll have it empty. Then like I said, the trustees will empty the other 2 Monday, so they'll all be ready to go. It'll just be the people coming in and taking care of it. So we try to see how that get going.
Thank you. Ms. Wiley?
I'm going to be very short, very short. I just submitted our intent to continue the, contract for the monitoring, not monitoring, but the JAG program for 2027, or 26, 27, at high school and junior high. And next week at the high school, they will have the on-site desk monitoring from JAG, the JAG program as well. That's it.
All right, thank you.
All right.
Superintendent's report.
All right, I just want to acknowledge that we have several power lifters that are going to state, girls and boys, and that our robotics team at the junior high won state and is going to nationals, and so we have a lot to be proud of there. Spring sports is in full swing, which is where everybody's kind of, trying, and we're trying to get to a game right now. 0-0 boys. How are the girls doing right now?
3-2 us.
Okay, all right, so all that's in full swing. Next Tuesday, ACT at the high school, so it'll be a virtual day for everyone who's not testing high school only. And then March 13th is a virtual day for all students, professional development for all teachers and staff. We've got that schedule ready to go. We're gonna finalize it in the morning and send it out. And, that's it.
The t-shirt.
Oh, let's see, yes.
T-shirts.
Rebecca's kids have, they've got the screen print running, but look at their shirt that they've made. Isn't that cute? That's their mascot, their rooster at the, ag shop, their Pluck Norris.
Oh, and the greenhouse is being installed. If
Yes.
you look behind the.
That has been an ordeal in itself, but it is being, but they're raising chickens and they're harvesting eggs. How do you say that? Is that right? Harvesting eggs and selling eggs. Collecting eggs and selling eggs. All the things, so, yeah, so. Mayor, they've got your long sleeve shirts
I
coming.
gotta have a long thing, for real, seriously. Hey, Randy, before we close, Nikki, that robotics team started out from scratch. We didn't know anything about robotics. We had no idea that they could ever do what they're doing. So for the next meeting, I don't know if we all have to chip in, I'll do it myself, I'll have to invite them and their parents, let's have some little refreshments, hors d'oeuvres or whatever, and personally thank them for what they've done, because that's an achievement. What, 4 or 5 years?
3.
Okay,
We've done that in 3 years.
they've gone from the bottom to the top.
Yeah.
And again, like you and I talked, we really need to focus on the positive things that's going on. So when we do ask people to do stuff, they will say, well, at least they acknowledge our kids. They at least are aware of what's going on. I think it's only appropriate that they come, you know, we give them their flowers and do whatever it is we need to do, because we may not have this option. So while we do, I just think it's a good idea to do that. I think those kids deserve it.
All right, that's all I
Yeah,
get.
so
Let's do
if
it.
we all need to, if they don't, I'll do it myself, but I think they deserve it.
Yep.
I think they deserve it, so if it's warm enough, maybe we can have a tent or something. I don't know, I just think we need to be creative, think out of the box, be unorthodox, because that's what it's gonna take. We can't remain here, we gotta be way out, you know, in left field to try to get some of this stuff done, because it's a tough climate that's out there. There's no more normal, nothing is normal, so you have to prepare for whatever it is
And
you
they
gotta
beat
do.
60 teams.
Yeah.
Marie, you were there.
60 teams.
And that's impressive.
Yeah.
From a small
From
rural
a
area
small little
that's economically
community.
deprived, no industry, struggling, we're still doing some good things. So, you know, when those Facebook posts go up and come out that we're not doing anything, these are reminders. And Melissa, if you guys could be there, the Watchmen, to showcase these kids, I think that'll be a fabulous idea. And by the way, you guys look like a newspaper now.
Looks really, really good.
Hey, I did put my goals, my literacy goals that go along with my evaluation in there too. My literacy and math goals in there, so, okay.
All right. Do I have a motion to adjourn from anybody?
I make a motion we adjourn.